Let's go to line one and speak to Danny Dumaresque. How you doing, sir?
Hello,
Pete.
How you doing today, Pete?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I waiting there now patiently for the report from Hydro.
Yep. But we're not going to see that until at least tomorrow, right?
Well, this is one thing I guess I'd like to point out from the top.
You get to see it because you're an intervener, is that right?
Well, just let me tell you, that Newfoundland Power delivered its copy to me about an hour ago, but Nalcor and Hydro is now having a briefing to press to the press and give the media a briefing, but they have yet to deliver their report to the Public Utilities Board and the interveners, which they are obliged to do. And certainly is not a good start, but it's certainly the custom of Hydro to try and hide whatever they can and try to put a political spin on whatever they can. And it's disappointing to see them continue that era as we speak, because we were expecting to get this report by 3 p.m. today, and certainly I saw a notice from your station saying they would be briefed on it starting at 3 p.m. and there's no need of this. But
it's interesting you mentioned this because it sort of reminds me of the opposition parties today saying that they never got a heads up on these reviews that were released on the Sheriff's Office and Legal Aid today either. Things seem to be done differently these days.
Well, they're done differently, and the government is wondering why they're in such disrepute with the general public. They're wondering why people don't give them any marks for accountability and transparency. Well, you need look no further to examples like this. There's no need of it. Why would you go and meet the press? The other utility in the province abided by the law and played by the rules and delivered their report. But as you can appreciate, the rolling blackouts and the misery that has caused to hundreds of thousands of people in this province over the last 14 months was caused by Hydro, and it's generating problems principally centered around Holyrood. And that's the report that people are waiting to see. That's the accountability that people expect to be delivered to them. What caused this crisis, and what are they proposing to do about it to make sure it doesn't happen again? I'm as an intervener take the process seriously, and I'm looking forward to getting the report and looking to see if they have been forthcoming with the answers of why the generating assets in Holyrood failed, why the generating assets in Ardwoods and in Stephenville were not available, and why they purchased 1 million barrels of dirty fuel, and nearly a year went by before they informed the public that it was in their system, and they came back looking to the ratepayers and taxpayers of this province for over $1 million that we know for sure in a separate application, and I am not ready to accept that dirty fuel certainly didn't contribute to a lot of the problems that we have. So I'm looking forward to seeing a full and complete acknowledgement of the dirty fuel fiasco that we know did happen over the last 14 months, and to see if in fact they've made any changes to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Well, I would have thought that the specific nature of the product that you're purchasing, it would be very clearly stipulated and outlined, and anything about it that fell outside of acceptable parameters would raise a red flag and immediately reject that shipment of oil. I'm very surprised to hear that according to Newfoundland Hydro, there are no specific levels for things such as these metals that were found in it, but all possible elements of that product. Is this standard, or it just seems to me that worldwide there would be clearly developed and adhered to recipes for oil like this for whatever use?
Well, of course it is, Pete. There's no question. And the easiest way to acknowledge that is in Hydro's own words. They came to the Public Utilities Board looking to get the ratepayers to give them over $1 million because of all the equipment, the filters, the heaters, the strainers, and the burner nozzles, and all of the things attached to the generating station at Olyrood that they had to replace because of the dirty fuel. So they know absolutely clearly the consequences of having the metal counts, aluminum and silica in particular, over a certain level. And if they reference any type of pump or motor, diesel motor or any kind of an apparatus like that, which are prevalent in the thermal generating process at Olyrood, they would know that you should contain those levels to a maximum of something like 30 parts per million. And the other thing that people have to remember, and it's unbelievable, it's unconscionable that you would change a supplier in January, the worst possible 2 months of the year, to accept fuel from a new supplier. And you're telling the Public Utilities Board, this quasi-judicial body under sworn testimony, that you did not receive the analysis of these shipments before you put it into the tank, even though you have a contract that is quite specific that says that you cannot take that fuel out of the tanker before you have an analysis, and of course you approve it and put it into your system, because without fuel there cannot be any power.
No. Well, the question is, what are they doing now? How are they assured that future shipments of oil are not going to be outside of what they're looking for? Presumably they're testing now, and if they are testing now, why weren't they doing that before?
Well, absolutely, and this is the kind of information that I'm going to be looking for in this report. But the latest information that they gave to the Public Utilities Board in February of 2014, just a month or so ago, they indicated that, everything seems to be working okay now, but they have not made one change in the contract, for example, to say don't give me any more fuel above the levels that we know to be safe. They have not gone back and said to the company, listen, you cannot deliver dirty fuel and expect that you can walk away from the place getting hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, we bought over $100 million worth of fuel, paid them cash in 15 days, and found ourselves up to our neck in alligators with trouble everywhere, alarm bells going off everywhere, and this company walks away scot-free. They don't have any responsibility for any of the damages, and as far as I know today, there is still no legal obligation on the part of that company to accept any problems that come from any fuel that they would give, and that's the vice president of Newfoundland Hydro said that. Essentially, he said that there was no stipulation as to the levels, or a maximum on the silicone and aluminum. So how could we go back to them and demand remuneration from them or reparations? If it turns out to be too high. Well, there's no question that somebody screwed up really bad, but it's one thing to screw up, and there's another thing then to put a fix in place. I mean, we had an opportunity. There is this clause specific in the contract that says you can cancel the contract with 60 days written notice without reason. You don't have to have a reason. And of course, what has actually occurred, what is documented and very clear, would be reason enough. So the question is, why was this company allowed to come in here, dump the dirty fuel, and be able to walk away without costing them a cent, and still not be held accountable or cancel the contract and go to tender again in April when you don't need the generators until next November. Cancel the contract, put your specifications in there that you know to be safe. We certainly know what is unsafe right now. We've paid over $1 million in damages as a result of unsafe and dirty fuel.
Yeah, we certainly found out the hard way, for sure.
Well, that's right. So put those specifications in there, and also, make sure that if something happens, and I've done some research on this, and certainly other people have come forward since this story broke, and the industry standard is such that if you're going to make a major change in supplier at the most fundamental ingredient of your operation, similar to what they do in Voisey Bay, because Voisey Bay Mine is run by diesel, for example, that the diesel that's being bought, what they do as a protocol is when this fuel is taken on board a tanker at the point of a pickup, whether it be Montreal or Houston, Texas, or wherever, testing is done at the point of pickup, and that testing is done and sent to an independent analyst lab that will then give you the results within 24 hours, so you know before you even move from the refinery or the point of acceptance that it's good fuel. But furthermore, the protocol is that when you come to the point of discharge, that you do exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And you do not take possession of the fuel because there could be something happen in shipment, whether it took on water or had some other problem. Yep. So that's the normal protocol.
All right, Denny, I got to go. I'm well past my time for a break here, but listen, let's pick it up again next time. There's lots more to say and discuss.
Well, I look forward to getting the report. I guess you'll get it sometime today, and maybe in the next couple of days after we've had a good review of it, we'll be able to tell you if, in fact, there's something there that they have proposed that's reasonable. If not, we'll certainly continue to hold their feet to the fire.
All right, thanks again.
All the best.
All right, bye-bye.